I want you to stop what you're doing right now and ask yourself one question, just one. Do you know that you're successful? Not do you feel successful? Not do you have the stuff that society tells you makes you feel successful? But do you know, when I ask that question, deep in your gut, that success is something that you have or can have and not something elusive or not something having to do with things? And if the answer is no, please keep listening because I have a couple of things to share. So this week, the focus is on the superhighway to success. And if you think about a superhighway as opposed to a parkway or a freeway, right? A parkway is windy, small, tight, you get stuck, there's lots of obstacles, too many things to think about. A freeway is really wide open, kind of a straight path. You feel like you can drive fast and a little more free. But if you live in the state of California, it's a little bit more obstructed as well with other vehicles and other fast drivers. And then you think about the superhighway, something like futuristic and of the internet, and something that's really fast and wide open, and there are no obstacles and there are no obstructions, because the truth is you're in the driver's seat, you're sitting in that car, you're on fire, you're loving driving, and you know that nothing can get in your way. That's the kind of success that I'm talking about. So this week, what I'm going to be doing is posting a video every day on different aspects of success. The definition of success will be today. Tomorrow will be some of the blocks that people typically have around success. Third, how your mind plays the game that you can't be successful. And then fourth, some of the things that you can do, mental, emotional, spiritual even, tools that you can cultivate and use to help yourself not just be more successful, aka have the stuff, if that's what you want, but also to know that you are successful from deep within, no matter if money comes and goes, the partner comes and goes, life hands you a big lump of crap you can't handle. None of that matters, because success is something that has become internalized, not as a concept, but as a true divine belief, because it is yours, it is there, you know it, and there's nothing that can stop you from achieving that knowing and cultivating that knowing and growing whatever you want from that knowing. Okay, so today, the thing that we want to talk about first is success. What is a definition of success? And of course, this is all subjective, right? And having to do with my own experience, both personal and professional. And there are a lot of things that are being sold out there that success is this, build a six-figure business, do you want the cars, the houses, the this, the that, and that the lifestyle is very much attributed to the concept of success. But I want to redefine that for today because it's important to start there. So, success is a definition based in some simple principles and some simple truths. Number one, it's not about the material. Number two, it's not about the emotional. Because there are those people who think that when they feel okay and they stop thinking negative thoughts, then they are pure, then they are healed, then they are successful. That is true, that is not so true. We'll get back to that when we talk about some of the mental blocks that work against you being successful. And these things that you think, that people think about success, are actually deterrents to success, the material and emotional components. But the truth about success is that those things can also really obstruct this sense that you know that you can be successful. It actually deters the growth of an intrinsic knowing feeling of success from which all things come and which is built within. Okay? And if it's built from within, it's made of matter, okay? But it's not exactly always tangible, either as a thought, a feeling, or an externalization, let's call it, because it can't be measured. But this form of success can withstand the ups and downs of both your emotional state and your material composition, if you will, at this point in time. Okay? So that definition of success, for this purpose, for the superhighway of success topic that I'll be talking about this week is what a true form of success is. It's a knowing, and then based in that knowing, all other things come from that. Okay, so let's get back to the world's definition of success. Okay, the world's definition of success looks like this. You have a big house. The bigger the better. Doesn't matter if it's empty. Doesn't matter if the kids want to come see you. Just has to be big. Big rooms, big windows, lots of money, designer furniture, all that other good stuff. Okay? You have big tits and an unnaturally round rear end, or you're sleeping with somebody who has big tits and a naturally round rear end. So you are envied. Right? That is success. It's what you look like. It's the fact that you could don a bathing suit and people will stare because you got the goods going on or the package, and people like it. They want to have it. They want to sleep with it. They want to be with it. You are desired, right? So there's this externalization of a feeling that you are really, really on fire, okay? And if you're in fact looking like that and married to somebody who looks like that, or with somebody who looks like that, because that's important, what happens is that it doesn't matter if you have nothing in common or you don't know how to talk to each other, because that externalization of being pretty, of being handsome, of being stylish is where it's at. Okay? The other thing society will tell you is that success is about the digits in your bank account that allows you to buy stuff. And this is the biggest lie. The more stuff you have, the happier you will be. Now, I've had stuff, I haven't had stuff. I've been around and been friendly and been involved intimately with people who have stuff and don't have stuff. Happiness is completely non-correlative, okay? There is perhaps freedoms and luxuries that are afforded with material success, but those things are not really what the success is about. So when you see someone that's successful and you really know they're successful and they have money, you'll also notice that they have something else. They have an inner being that really resonates when they walk into a room. They have a sense of self that's powerful and really clear. And they don't doubt themselves, and they don't doubt their ability to both be successful and also grow that success. Okay? So let's talk a minute about the gap between what I feel is a true definition and the societal or world's definition. Okay? The first thing is that the gap is created by this idea that money is the thing. It's the only measure of energy, but it's not. Energy is tangible and intangible. Happiness is energy. Giving is energy. Love is energy. Everything is made up of the same matter, but money, especially these days, are just digitized binary code, ones and zeros. That's what money is. Second thing is that the gap is also in this sense of a sexual satisfaction. Somehow, if you are strong, if you're virile, if you are sexually attractive, that in fact is what makes you successful. But the truth is that sex is one thing, sexual energy is another thing, and true purity of sexuality and the emanation of love is something entirely different. And it's the love that brings and grows sexual energy and allows one to meet partners. And that love, when I speak of love, I'm speaking about a love of self. Okay, the third thing that is the gap, that causes the gap, is this idea that once you find the partner, the relationship, that will be the thing that will make you complete. Okay, and we all know relationships of all kinds will come and go. And you actually have to be able to withstand change. You have to be able to withstand a new person entering your life and that same person possibly leaving, whether it's 2 years later, 2 minutes later, or 20 years later. You have to be able to withstand this true cycle of life where people come and go in life and birth and death. And all things, money, relationships, sexual energy, has cycles of nature such as birth, life, death. Okay? Let me get to the last part of my definition of success. And let me just stop also, because if you have questions about the things that I'm talking about, at the end of this week on Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be posting in this video and on this post a link to a Zoom room where I'm going to be answering questions about the things that you can do to get on that superhighway of success. I'm going to also digress for one moment into my own definition of success based on my own experience. I grew up with not a lot of materialism. We had a humor full of a little bit of chaos, a lot of laughter, and I genuinely like my family. I could tell stories of woe is me, and I could tell other stories of how I was actually a pretty well put together kid. All right, when I grew up though, I did not have a core of knowing that I could be successful. I had a core of lack. That lack spoke to me in voices like, you can never have enough. And that voice of lack spoke to me in things like, you're just going to have to work really hard your whole life, and then maybe, if you're one of the lucky ones, you might be able to have enough. And I've had to unlearn and relearn new tools of success and what success actually really means based in principles of truth, spirit, and spirituality and wholeness. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to cover today is, what is the ideal of success? What am I aiming for? And what do I think that feeling of knowing success in the belly is based on? It's based on 4 things. The first thing, showing up. You're being who you are, so you are trustworthy, which actually means you also have self-respect. Nobody can take respect and self-respect away from you. That is success. You have integrity. You sleep at night because you haven't harmed yourself or other people. And that is success, because sleep is the ultimate restorative. If you're having trouble sleeping, something is deeply off spiritually or intrinsically. And when you learn how to first show up and second have integrity, you put your head on the pillow and you're not swimming in all the things that you should have done or could have done or didn't do, or why you're wrong or bad or somebody else is an idiot. That stuff's not there. You fall into a deep, restful sleep pretty quickly. And the third thing that results in true success, true knowing of success, is being honest. You're honest with yourself. You're honest about your thoughts and feelings. But you don't just take them at the superficial level and say, this is how I feel, and spit it out. This is what I think, and spit it out. You're willing to dig deeper to find their meaning, to not just accept, I think that way and therefore it is true. You're willing to look at the way you think and feel about things, to examine those thoughts and feelings for real truth and depth and peace, and how much your thoughts and feelings are actually building up your self-esteem as opposed to tearing you down. And once again, I'll be talking about that more when I talk about the mental game, mind game that prevents your success, which would be on Thursday. Okay, and the last thing that's the ideal that will lead you on the superhighway of success is love. You know true love because you have it for yourself. You don't need to mold others into who you want them to be. That is not love. That is control and codependence. Real love knows oneself and seeks to know and love others as they are and who they are being in this very moment. That is love. So the 4 things that I consider to be the ideals of success are showing up, having integrity, being honest, and knowing love. And all great movements, all great change is based in those things. Know thyself and forgive them, for they know not what they do. But yes, those are biblical expressions, and that doesn't mean that you have to be religious to accept, believe, or practice them. But they are there for you to know and understand yourself and what it means to be yourself and what it means to know success. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm playing a little bit with different effects. You can see the little hearts above my head. Just trying to have a little bit of fun here and, talk to people about the things that I feel really passionately about at this point in time. Just having been through the world at large this past year, we need a boost. We need to know that there's something bigger and greater deep down within us. It can't be built and based on what's going on outside of us or externally in the world. It has to come from inside. If you want peace, if you want health, if you want love, if you want true emotional security, it has to come from within. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to post it this morning. Today is Monday, July 12th. I will repost this evening. And then tomorrow we'll be on to talk a little bit more about the blocks to success that people experience. And the series will continue through the week. And I'll also be posting a Zoom link for a Q&A about the Superhighway of Success on Friday. Okay, well, thanks again. My name is Nicole Devlin, NicoleDevlin.com. Nicole at Nicole Devlin. Have a great day.